仕業だろうか。山の奥に悟りありせずに疎い人呼んで悟りと名付く優れもの。色黒く長くしてよく人のことをなしよく人
のさばる悪を何とする。天の裁きは待ってはおれぬ。この世の正義も当てにはならぬ。闇に裁いてしごきする。ナムアミダ仏。
To be honest, we do not know the source and location of the new coronavirus infection. It is the biggest mystery in human history. However, China may have first discovered the existence of an infectious disease. It is strange that there was a virology research institute in Wuhan City in China. The truth may be a phenomenon, such as the psychic phenomenon caused by the Japanese, not by China. Folk tales are told all over Japan about yokai that can see into people's minds. In the Konjaku Gazuzuzuzoku Hyaki, 100 Demons in the Picture Book of Now and Then, it is stated that in the depths of the mountains of Hida and Mino, later Gifu Prefecture, lives a yokai Satoru, a yokai that can see through the human mind, as follows. I suffer from the key crime of factual non-disclosure of the propagation of brain functions. It is a phenomenon that cannot be explained by science. If you look at the past records from the time of the Internet in Japan, starting around 2000, there have been several people who have reported the same phenomenon. Of course, we cannot rule out the possibility that the same person has written about it many times. I don't even know if it's true or false. But from my own experience, I can assure you, by God, that it is all a true phenomenon. Human society today has the phenomena of visual propagation, synchronization, olfactory synchronization, auditory synchronization, thought synchronization, and sensory synchronization. And they are factually unannounced. In other words, it's deeply ingrained and well known in our society, but no one talks about it publicly and no one knows about it. There are likely to be multiple victims. It's a tacit understanding of the abuse and harassment that is going on. I don't know what is causing this phenomenon and who or what is mediating it. But it's not accidental, it's intentional, and it's occurring at some conscious level. Although it is not a solution to anything, the most important task now is to investigate the impact of this bizarre phenomenon on society. People around us slander us, calling us interesting, psychotic, and funny without any context. When you try to interact with them about it, you bring up psychosis. In other words, it becomes a symptom of schizophrenia. It communicates in some instantaneous way what the other person has done in the past and what they are thinking about now. But they don't know who they are communicating to, not consciously. And it seems that the people who receive it also receive it not consciously but unconsciously. In each case, they are people I have never met or seen before. Some of them are people I met in passing by. Also, if you hear a voice on TV or radio, or see a figure in a video, you can detect it instantly. It is not a physical phenomenon in this world. This is a symptom of schizophrenia. If you look at sites that say thought propagation is a symptom of schizophrenia, etc., and if you read carefully, you will see that schizophrenia is not actually propagated, it's just a thought propagation feeling that is diluted by the person in question. Medically, it's all hallucinations and delusions due to brain dysfunctions. The people who convey these thought resonances are generally people with social problems. For example, they are needy, unemployed, socially dislocated and troubled, and therefore abused and mistreated by multiple people in their social group. I have seen this happen many times in this real human society, whether it is psychic or paranormal. It is not a delusional or hallucinatory mental disorder. The problem here is that, in a larger sense, if someone is capable of receiving complex signals generated in the brain called thoughts, they must be receiving the thoughts of multiple people at the same time, not just a specific person. If you want to change the perspective of your thoughts, you might only be able to receive them for certain humans. Also common to all of them is that they cannot synchronize their thoughts and senses with each other. In other words, he is an ordinary human being. There may be more than one person who cannot communicate the phenomena of visual propagation, synchronization, olfactory synchronization, auditory synchronization, thought synchronization, and sensory synchronization. Therefore, while this is the ultimate privacy invasion crime, it is. This is the current situation, which is made up of many of the victims who are willing to suffer great disadvantages because they are difficult to prove. Despite the fact that it's obvious I'd be in trouble if I were. They attribute it all to mental illness, without any causal connection to suicide. Quite a few people find it interesting that a social phenomenon is being hidden from the public. This is not a phenomenon unique to Japan, which is a small country, but I think the same situation exists overseas. I learned about this phenomenon in 1990. I don't know if the same phenomenon has happened in the past or not, but I don't know what happened. There is no official record of it, and nobody says anything about it publicly. I don't think it's a matter of just keeping quiet about it. This is because it is not a physical phenomenon of this world, but a psychic phenomenon. It is occurring on a daily basis as a matter of course. All this synchronized phenomenon of sensations and thoughts seems to be happening unconsciously, not consciously. In other words, it is a phenomenon that is synchronized even while we are asleep and unaware of it during our sleep. Please crack down on this crime. If I can verify the transmission in more than one person, we can monitor the brain function of the victim and the people around them. I don't know who the victims are, and they probably won't disclose it. But please share the facts of propagation based on historical data. Create a social system to notify people of the propagation of brain function. And make failure to disclose the fact of brain function propagation a form of imprisonment, or in the case of maliciousness, isolation, execution, or death. I use the term telepath in the broadest sense of the word, because it is completely unknown and unclear who or what is causing it. We also use the term psychokinesis phenomenon because of other inexplicable phenomena that occur. In any case, we know that we can't predict the future at all, past or present. That is to say, whoever I are dealing with, the ability to transcend the spatial physics of this world, assuming that the barrier of time is insurmountable. I am now investigating and researching to unravel this mystery. And I am investigating the various impacts of this mysterious phenomenon on society at the global level. This is a partial overview of what I know about my ability to propagate thoughts, and there are some phenomena that are common to other people as well. My thoughts are communicated to everyone, even foreigners, young and old, men and women. Even when they are looking backwards, their gaze is transmitted to others. You can see what you do not perceive visually, but the other party can also perceive what you do not perceive visually. The performers of the live TV, radio and internet broadcasts are also able to understand,